Hey everyone, we're here with StorageCraft. I'm talking to Matt, and Matt, this is the first year that you're exhibiting at VMworld, so it's a fairly new solution. Yep. Can you explain what solution you guys have?
You bet, and let me just clarify, it's not a new solution. StorageCraft has been in business, we're in our 10th year now, and this is our first year at VMworld, so we're excited to be here, and a part of that has to do with an integration strategy that we've kind of launched and are working on through the year. To integrate more closely with some of our partners, VMware being included. And so we're excited to be here to be able to demonstrate some plugins that we've been working on. We've just opened international headquarters in Ireland, so we're here with the team from Ireland. We're based out of Salt Lake City, Utah. That's where our main headquarters are. But just we're excited to be here and to be able to participate in VMworld.
Good, and I think you guys do a backup and recovery solution.
We do.
What's the unique sort of strength of your solution?
So from day one, our focus has always been about recovery. You know, there's lots of companies out there that focus on backup and making sure that we're getting good backups. And from the ground up, we've always focused on a couple of things. One, making sure that once those backups have been taken, that we can constantly be verifying to making sure that they're healthy. And we provide a lot of different strategies to be able to do that through the product. They need to be flexible. And so with our backup product, I can back up and recover both physical and virtual machines. We provide a technology called hardware independent restore, which allows the ability to actually take our backups of, say, a virtual machine, restore those to a physical, or from physical to virtual, from one hypervisor to another hypervisor, and we provide that flexibility in recovery, as well as technologies that allow, one for example is called virtual boot, which allows us just to browse to one of our images, right click, select a virtual boot option, and in 5 minutes or so we can have a virtual machine running based on that backup that we have. And so it's all about recovery point and recovery time objectives, making sure that we're able to get those systems back online as quickly as possible, as well as the ability to deploy those as easily as we can. We are a channel-only company. We don't do any direct sales, and so we work a lot with VARs and MSPs, and we know that time for them on the road, sitting at a customer site, having to do configurations and do those restores is money out of their pocket. And so we really focus on providing with the tools that they need to help them be able to quickly deploy, quickly recover, and not have to spend as much time on site at their clients' environments.
Good, and I mean, you raised an important point, focusing on recovery. I mean, that's where the true value is. Absolutely. You can do a backup, yes, but if you can't recover it, exactly, there's no point in doing it. And you also said basically you can test a recovery, so correct, the certainty that your recovery will actually work is much higher with your product than with various other vendors.
Exactly, and that can be automated to be scheduling, constantly verifying those backups. Obviously we have alerting built in, reports saying, yes, these have been tested, they're good, or this one might be bad, or this backup happened to fail. All that's built into the product to let that partner of ours know, hey, this environment's being protected, things are running smoothly, and I don't need to worry about them.
Good. It's great to obviously talk about it. We're standing here in front of your demo pods.
Yes.
Can you show what the GUI looks like and how it works?
Sure, and what I'm going to demonstrate for you today is the plugin piece. I don't, to go into a whole product demo, I want to talk about the piece that we're working on specifically with vSphere and vCenter and the plugins that we've done there. But like I'd mentioned, we have really it's a strategy of ours to focus on integration. And VMware was one of the very first partners that we decided to start working with to do that integration and make sure that we can provide some monitoring for a VMware admin, for example. So we've developed a plugin specifically for vSphere, and you'll see here, you'll recognize this vSphere environment, of
Absolutely.
course. Our plugin shows up here as an icon, and basically what this will allow me to do now is to jump in through this single pane of glass. We're not forcing that VMware admin to jump to some other console somewhere. They can do this all from within vSphere and very quickly get a look at that environment, know whether or not those VMs are being protected. Number one, you'll notice that we've got some systems here that StorageCraft is not really aware of, which is going to indicate to that admin that, hey, Shadow Protect's not installed, this machine's not being backed up currently. We have the ability to actually drill down into this environment, and from here launch the ability to push our Shadow Protect out to those systems, configure backup jobs, and to have those backup jobs kick off and start running.
And Shadow Protect is an agent that you install inside the OS?
Shadow Protect is our flagship product. That's the product that we launched, and it is an agent-based backup, especially on transactional systems, SQL databases, Exchange databases. having that agent resident in that VM, it's a very small footprint, but having it resident allows us to really integrate tightly with the VSS framework. We've developed our own VSS provider so that we can make sure, again, it's about recovery, making sure that databases are cleanly quiesced so that we're capturing them in a stable state so that when I go to recover, I don't have to worry about rolling back to any transactions logs. I've caught that in a stable state when I do that recovery.
Great, and I mean, if you're working with an agent, does that mean that you have a dependency on the guest OS that's running inside that VM, or do you have agents for every OS?
We actually today provide backup for Windows systems only. We are looking to probably the first half of 2015 provide some backup for Linux systems as well. But from the ground up, we have built specifically for Windows systems and have working. This is not just a port to Linux, but we're actually building a product from the ground up to support backups for Linux systems as well.
You want to use a VSS type of technology in Linux and not just do the average, but you want to have best of breed on both worlds.
Exactly, and so we really did begin from the ground up developing our own snapshot drivers for Linux systems to make sure, again, that the reliability of those backups is in check so that when it comes time to recover, that's really what we've become known for is just kind of a legendary reliability that we have when it comes to recovery. We hear from our partners all the time, it just works. And so I know that if I'm backing up my customers' systems with Shadow Protect, that when it comes time to have to recover, that it's just going to work and I'm going to be able to go in and do that recovery and get my customers back online.
Yeah, it sounds like a very simple compliment, but I think it's one of the strongest compliments you can have. If someone's not worried about this and you buy this to have a risk-free zone, obviously, it's the best compliment you can get.
We've been told by several partners that Shadow Protect has become their cure for insomnia. Because on the weekends they can get a good night's sleep knowing that if something happens, they get that text or that call from their partner, that it's something they can go and handle very quickly and get back home and not have that downtime ruin their weekend.
Perfect, so actual division between personal and business life.
Exactly.
That's good.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you want to push this out, is that something you can show now, how we would add this to new machines?
The actual push in this environment I wouldn't be able to do. I'm actually remoted into some systems back in Utah, and so it would be a very, very time-consuming process for actually.
Which is not the goal of this video, but it's great to see how simple this is. And I know from customers that I speak to a lot who like the VMware GUI, the simpler it is, the better it is. So. Great job.
We'll develop there's some specific alerts that you'll be getting here if you've got a system where a backup job failed. And like I said, I can actually, if we back up one screen. And we drop down, these are protected systems. We've got another piece that's built into the VMware console that most VMware admins will recognize this page. But we've added this piece here that will tell us version number and licensing information, and it also gives us information about, for example, this machine has a job that's queued and is pending. It would tell us if it's in a running state, and it would also let us know here as well whether or not one of those backup jobs had failed.
Great, so multiple ways to show that everything is up and running and indeed, there's no insomnia problem anymore.
Exactly, and all very familiar, the VMware admins, they're very familiar with these pages. It would be a very natural way for them to be able to monitor their systems included in there with their StorageCraft environments as well. Yeah.
Perfect, so if customers or partners, you mentioned you're a channel-led company, are you still looking for new value-added resellers in EMEA or anywhere outside?
Always, like I've said, we've just opened our headquarters in Ireland. Yeah. We've had a presence in EMEA for good 8 years or so now, but we've established a headquarters here. And so we're always looking for new partners that want to become a part of the StorageCraft family. We have found that with our partner programs, our partners become very sticky. We're very good about providing them the tools that they need to really understand the product, get familiar with it, and we're also there to help them as they go through sales cycles and have opportunities. Great partner program. You can go to StorageCraft.com and find out more about who we are, download trials. We've got 30-day trials of all of our products. This plugin this is another tool really that has been pushed by a lot of our partners. wanting these types of plugins. So we've actually developed this plugin and we'll provide that to our partners at no cost.
Great. And for customers, I'm guessing it's the same website, StorageCraft.com?
StorageCraft.com. And we always try to work, anybody tries to come to us direct, we'll always point them to their nearest partner that they might be able to go and work with, and really provide some pretty decent discounts to those customers if they're going through partners. So we love to work with our partners. We know that they understand their business better than we do. We are a software company, and so we work very closely with them, even on the development of new features and new products.
Great. Well, Matt, thanks very much.
Thank you.
I think that's a very clear message. And for you, if you're watching this video and you're interested in becoming either a partner or a customer, just go to StorageCraft.com, download your trials, and get in touch with the actual company. Thanks.